Clemson.
Things aren't going well.
Things are bad. Things are real bad today.
Things are bad.
We got much to talk about. I want to welcome everybody. It is episode 257. Good morning. How are you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great. I am doing fantastic. I got my coffee. I'm doing good.
All set. Good morning, everybody. It is episode 257. Here we are. We're back to Two Dumb Yinzers. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot happened between yesterday and today. I'm going to start. A couple things, Mike, before we do start. A couple real quick stories. You got to watch people. I'm noticing there's a trend going on with social media, especially these short type social medias, the shorts, the TikToks, the reels, etc. One thing that Mike, so yesterday I'm online, I'm doing some work for the show, and this woman is going on and on and on and on and on and on in my town, and right here where the studio's at. And she's going on about this UFO that's been floating over our town for well over 20 minutes at the time. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. And she says it's been there for 20 minutes. It's been hovering the whole time. And I look, and Mike, it was Jupiter and Venus, the big story of the week, where apparently you're able to see, and I saw it as well, but you're able to see the two planets, Jupiter and Venus, almost looking like they're kissing one another. It's the story that they're telling. It's like Jupiter's kissing Venus. So I'm looking at this, and everyone's going, what is it? What is it? And people are making their comments, and some people were making laughable comments, but nobody actually said that it wasn't a UFO, like she was implying. And she goes on, and another person chimes in and says, yes, I see it also. I see it from the town that I'm in. And then somebody goes on to say later on in the same thread, we've seen it in a while over your town, and then it flew over the town next to your town. And I just simply chimed in and said, as a matter of fact, I shared and copied an article by a guy who's talking about this Venus and Jupiter being so close, you can see them, very visible, blah, 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 blah. And nobody commented after that until this morning. Somebody ended up liking it. And this is why we have to be careful as a society, because so many people are biting into these short type things that take 7 to 15 seconds that gives you these bang 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 little bits of information, and people don't even take the time, Mike, to even try to figure out if this is real stuff. They just run with it. Next thing you know, they're at the workplace telling their friends, they're at the water cooler, they're wherever you're at, they're telling their people, I seen it on the internet. There was these two UFOs and they were floating over this town, and everybody was like, oh, in awe. And as simple as it was to debunk what it was, Mike, I fear that if I wouldn't have said anything to these people in the thread, that these people may still believe that it was a UFO floating, hovering. And it's something as simple as knowing just the standard news. And again, I'm not all into the corporate media. However, there are some things that we just have to say, you know what? They've been talking about this for a month now. It's going to happen on this day. You're going to be able to see it right here.
Right.
And say that this is what it is, opposed to getting everybody up in arms. Like, everybody was freaked out. They thought it was a UFO. And I said, I'm pretty sure the people didn't go back and look into this morning, are probably at work. They're probably at school. They're probably wherever they're texting friends and telling people that there was a UFO. There was no UFO. Mike, come on, man.
That's because all people, they think now that everything in the sky now is a UFO out to get them.
I come in peace.
What up, big dirt? Woo-hoo.
I come in peace.
so they all thought it was Derp was the UFO.
Derp was the UFO. But here's the thing. Two people over the past, I don't know, since Monday, that I thought were pretty sensible folks, told me about their experiences. One gentleman told me about the square that was right around the clouds, about as big as a house, that took off. And another person who, again, these are two people that I respect in my life that I believe are pretty sensible folks. The second guy said that he's seen this green light. He was walking and it was right above the clouds, and it caught his eye, and he's watching it and he's looking, wondering what it was, and it takes off at this crazy speed. But what I'm saying is, see how these videos on social media and on the internet got everybody all bugged out, man. Like you said, everything isn't a UFO. It couldn't have been one of those super powerful green laser pointers that you see that they have now. And these things are powerful. You could pretty much shine something off the Great Wall of China from here with these green laser pointers. It's a concerning situation. Like, it really is. I can't go on thinking that people are going to believe everything in the sky is a UFO. Mike, it was Jupiter and Venus. Like I said, this is a big news story. This wasn't something that they were keeping under wraps. I've been reading about this all week long.
Yeah, but how many people, like, outside of the sensational news story, what do people actually know about what's going on current event wise? Not a whole hell of a lot.
Well, you know what? A lot of people, Mike, they're just totally dumping corporate media, which you can't dump it entirely. You have to have an idea what they're saying before you could, we could go on and on about this story, and I don't want to do this, but for freaking sakes, Mike,
this has really got you're more upset about this than
don't even get me started. This show hasn't even started yet.
I know.
Because
I know I'm fired up for about what we're talking about next. I don't know which one we're going to next. I can't wait to see what story we're going to be fired up with here.
And I have a feeling that the three people that we have in participation right now are all going to be fired up about their own respective topics today. But Mike, please do something. I make it make sense. Make these people stop with this. Again,
there's nothing to make these people. You're going to end up having an aneurysm on air trying to figure these people out.
Well, at least I won't have to listen to this BS anymore. And these people with these UFOs, and
I
feel defeated.
I find it amusing. It makes me laugh.
Also,
the thing I'll say about that though is that I would be more concerned of what the sky looks more than the UFOs anymore.
Right.
Because you don't see the stars are a little bit different, or how it's portrayed. Right. Sometimes there's nights where the moon's not there. I guess
we're stuck in the simulation, man. We haven't got the upgrade.
I'm not saying that.
Yet.
I'm not saying that. But
here's the thing: we laugh at that, and we crack a joke. However, Mike, there's a large population of people that just take something as little as what was just said, and they believe that we're in a simulation. And
I'm not saying that, but there are some nights that are like strange nights that.
Oh yeah, with like you were saying, like the sky,
the stars in the sky.
Yeah, you look up and like, isn't that supposed to be over here? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't know. I think we're going on a slippery slope with this kind of
You're right. Let's
this kind of entertainment, but
there's more important things to talk about, Ryan.
Yes, there are, because I do notice
I'm chomping at the bit.
There's a lot more confident, and what I'm going to say next is going to blow you away. KFC, Mike, has the new chicken sandwiches where the chicken is the buns. Yes, everybody, chicken is the buns.
They're back.
They're back.
They did this before.
Yes.
And if we didn't die, I say we were stronger as a species for surviving version 1. Now, after version 2, there's nothing that can stop us now, baby.
There's nothing that can stop us now. We survived the chicken bun sandwiches, and they're back. Yes, they're back.
You're doing everything
That's the important thing. Show's over. We'll see you tomorrow.
You're doing everything we can to not talk about what happened last night.
And you know what the thing is, and that's where I'm going to go first. You know this.
Oh, I'm ready, baby.
We're going to talk about what happened last night. And I am going to come out, and the first thing I have to do is I have to tell Derp he was right. You know what Derp said? I'd pull up I'm not going to do it right this second. But last night, or yesterday on the show,
I was right.
Derpy says to me, Derpy says, well, they are Notre Dame. There is a chance that Pitt can go up there and lose. And I said, Derp, relax. Relax.
Because of cockiness.
And Derp says, no, but what it is Notre Dame. And, and I said, Derpy, they're going to win. Listen to me. I said, I'm not a gambling man, but if I was a gambling man, I would guarantee that Pitt wins this game tonight. And he said, okay, you're right. But I wasn't right, Derpy. I wasn't right. So I owe you, or whatever I owe you. You were right. Damn it. And
Pitt gonna Pitt, baby. Pitt gonna Pitt.
And here's what happened last night. It wasn't even funny. The thing was, there was nothing that went Pitt's way. And I'm not going to call bullshit. I'm not going to blame refs. I don't do that usually. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to explain what happened instead. Pitt comes out as a terrible night. There must have been a lid on the rims. I'm telling you, something was wrong. Free throws weren't going in. Mike, they were 20 of 36 from the free throw line. This team is usually an 85% free throw shooting team. They went 7 for 22 from behind the arc.
Jeez.
It was bad. And here's the thing. On top of this, Notre Dame had a great game. They weren't missing anything. So a combination of both of these things, and then it got ugly because the team that's more athletic was getting frustrated. And they started making a bunch of stupid fouls, and they were the penalty the whole game. And it was a really frustrating game to watch if you were a Pitt fan and you were hoping for, everything that we spoke about yesterday to happen. But Notre Dame ends out winning this game, Mike and Dirk, 88-81. I think it's the curse of the ranking. I told them, I said, don't rank this team. If you rank this team, it's going to go downhill. They're playing great basketball to this point. You put a number in front of their name, and now what? They lose to Notre Dame, a team that had 2 wins in the conference all year. And the other big thing, Mike, on top of just bad shooting, don't get me wrong, the lack of the big man. This is where it comes in. This is where it's evident. This is one thing that you and I spoke about for pretty much the duration of the season. This team needs a real big man. Federico is a big man in a sense, but it's like having 5 guards out there, basically. You're watching this basketball team, and it's basically they have 5 guards running the floor all game. Now, what happens when you run into a game like this where you're missing all your shots?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have somebody gaining them rebounds, and guess who did? Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a couple of big men, and guess what? All the shots they did miss were getting ate up by these big men.
Mm-hmm.
So my concern now, Mike, is this, where we were on top of the world yesterday, they could lose, which they did against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They have an opportunity to go on Saturday now. Whoever wins this game will win the ACC, whether it be Pitt or whether it be Miami, 6 o'clock Saturday. And when my
money's on Miami.
And my money's on pushing the button on Derpy here in a second.
You can push it on me too because I'm
just teasing Derpy. Just hold on, pipe down.
Fire back at him.
So here is my concern, Mike and Derp. They lost yesterday. If they lose against Miami,
reverse psychology though.
And let's say you lose those 2, and then you go into the ACC tournament unconfident, just coming off of 2 losses. And let's say they drop the first game in the ACC tournament. Now, the world of this Pitt team has been turned upside down over a matter of a week.
Yeah.
Top of the world, only team on top, alone on top of the ACC. All you got to do is beat Notre Dame. You at least get a share of the championship. Now, you are potentially looking at an NIT invitation opposed to the big NCAA dance. Which I think if they go into the NIT, they could probably go in as a number 1 and run
They'll probably win the NIT.
That's what I'm saying. But you see how fast this can turn with something. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Mike, it was psychological. It was what we were saying with this damn 25. Don't give them the number. Look how great they did all season. You stick that number on the front and they lay an egg. I couldn't believe.
Derpy and I, we both knew it was going to happen because I said what happens to teams in this area once we start to get a little confidence. They lose, and this is why I'm never an optimist when it comes to any of my teams.
And it was totally psychological because it was every guy was missing every shot that they took. I was against them getting, especially with 1 game left in the season. Don't give them the ranking. Let them just play it out for freak's sake. So
Are you okay over there?
We're starting on a happy note today.
Are you okay?
I'm wonderful because I'm going to get me a chicken bun sandwich today.
You get yourself a chicken bun sandwich and go get a Shamrock shake to wash it down.
I will.
Okay, because I need you right here. But no, this Pitt team, like maybe this is what they needed: to lose this game, go into Miami, get reset, and beat Miami, get the ACC crown going into the tourney. That's what they need. That's what they need.
If they can in fact go down and beat Miami, I think they'll be fine.
They can. Yeah,
I think they'll win the conference. I think they'll go into the tournament. I think they'll get a good seed. I think they'll do fine.
Yeah.
This Miami game is so pivotal.
Did you see Alabama almost get upset last night?
I did not, but I did see there was some teams that were in danger of getting upset, and then I was so upset I turned the television off.
Auburn was up because they played Auburn last night.
Yeah,
they were up like with 7 minutes to go, and the Bama tied it, and they went to overtime, and Bama won in overtime.
Yeah, like Bama's last 3 games have been tight games.
There's nobody that's really dominating that I think is just going to run the table in this tournament. I think it's going to be a good tournament this year.
It is going to be a good one, but Pitt, like this is not going to do Pitt any favors if they lose this game, and even if they upset Miami and win, I don't think that's going to do well for them in the rankings.
I mean, everything they've done right to this point hasn't done well for them in the rankings. So if there is something that comes along after this hiccup, I agree with you 100%. I do want to touch on one other Pitt story because I know the guys are chomping at the bit here to talk about their respective topics. So let me just real quick run this one out there. The Pitt women also were in action yesterday for the first round in the women's ACC tournament. They took on Clemson, I believe is number 10 overall, if I'm not mistaken. And they did lose. The Pitt women got knocked out in the first round, 71-53.
Big group.
So not a good day for Pitt. It was not a good day for Pitt. I hope that I hope that the hockey news is a lot better than what we have going on in Oakland. And I'm gonna pass the ball over to Mike because I do believe he has a little bit to say about the Pittsburgh Penguins and what's going on in the state of the Penguins.
Oh yeah. So they started, they shed salary cap space with Kapanen, then McGinn, and then Friedman sending down. They're like, okay, something big's gonna happen. They're gonna get Jacob Sachurchin from Arizona. Are they gonna go get JT Miller? Because look, they traded Teddy Bluger.
I was hoping for JT.
Yeah, they traded Teddy Bluger. I'm thinking, okay, something big's gonna happen. Something big. No, we end up getting Mikael Granlund. Excuse me.
We got chicken feed, Mike.
Well, like maybe this guy he's 31 years old. He's gonna play third line center. It makes no sense. He's signed through 2024-25 season at an average value of $5 million a year. He's already 31. He has 9 goals, 27 assists in 58 games this year. No.
And he's out of where? Where does he come from?
We got him
Vegas?
out of
Nashville.
Oh, he's the Nashville trade.
Yeah. Like we didn't want to trade a first round pick, but yet we're gonna spend a second round pick on this guy. That makes no sense to me. You could have gotten so many better players. Give up that first, make it a conditional first, a couple second round picks, get you the defenseman out of Arizona. It's frustrating. And
wasn't this a guy like a big time player with that run with Nashville when we played him in the cup?
He was all right, yeah. In 2017-2018, I want to say he was a 20-goal scorer, I believe. His skills have dropped. His stats have dropped since then. It makes this trade is frustrating beyond belief. I don't know why it was made. I think this was just one of those trades that
Mike, can I interrupt you just momentarily?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were going to it's a production question. Are you switching that graphic as the show goes on?
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know that you could do it while you're working. I just didn't know if you didn't realize or not. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, you are good to go. I totally forgot about my graphic there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got so fired up about hearing the Pitt talk from this one. Yeah, and Yeah, 27-18. He was in Minnesota. That was one of his better years. 16-17, he had 26 goals, 17-18, 21 goals. Then it just dropped. 15, 17, 13, 11, 9. Like this guy, you just see his production fall. He's getting up there in age. He's now going to be your third line center, possibly. Because you trade Bluger. What are you going to do with Jeff Carter? Because you can't move him. Carter has to play. Is he going to end up playing the wing somewhere or center? You did nothing to improve the team this year. You've done nothing to improve the team next year. That Ron Hextall has to go. And to quote Josh Yowie, this trade right here is the equivalent of ordering a pork chop at a steakhouse. That
he has to waddle himself out of Pittsburgh.
Now, let me ask you this real quick.
This is a joke, what is going on right now.
Let me ask you this real quick. We gave up for Granlund from Nashville. It was a 2023 second round pick?
2023 second round pick. And it makes... If you're going to give up a second, might as well just trade your first. Though. Might as well trade your first to get a better player.
And that wasn't the only trade yesterday. Tell us a little bit about the trade with Vegas and Teddy Bluger.
Yeah, we trade Teddy Bluger away. We pick up a 2024 third and a defenseman that has never seen the light of day in the NHL. Probably never will. This was a clear salary cap dump. So more or less you're getting Bluger for a third. That's fine. You clear up like $2.2 million in cap space. But you add that to the cap and then add that to the other McGinn and Friedman that we sent down. We were sitting around like $6 million. So that's why people were getting excited. It's like, okay, well, they're going to go make a splash here.
Yeah.
Because if they can get the defenseman from Arizona, that's how I'm going to refer to him because I can't say his name.
I believe
he was under contract for a couple more years. He's still young.
Is that Churchin?
Yeah, Churchin.
Now, he actually did get traded. He got dealt to Ottawa, Mike.
Correct. Yeah. And that trade to Ottawa
could have been us.
Yeah. A 2023 conditional first, a 2024 conditional second, and a 2006 second round pick. This is insane. That's a trade the Penguins could have made. And no, you're giving a first and 2 seconds. That's fine. And there's so many different conditions on these picks to where, they can move up or down. The first can become a second. So potentially, maybe they're only getting 3 second round picks for this guy. The Penguins could have done that. This is insane. You cleared up that cap space. You add him. You move some more pieces to pick up some other forwards. You set the team up for next year. This year, you go and, hey, this is what we have. We're going to go as far as we can with these guys. But, going into next season, we are going to be positioned so much better. And they did not. The Ron Hextall is a terrible
This concerns me moving forward.
It's very concerning. Too. And here's real quick. I want to welcome P to the show. He's on the chat board this morning. Good morning, P. And yes, Mike is keeping it classy in Pittsburgh. He's one of the classiest degenerates that I know. But Mike, what I don't do is I don't really pay much attention to what the local pundits say. I don't pay attention to what Mark Madden says. I don't pay attention to what Josh Yowie, Bob Pompiani. However, after what happened last night, Mike, you can't not pay attention to these guys. Go down Twitter, go down Facebook, go down. These guys are pissed. They're calling for Hextall's head. It's not just the fans sitting in the bleachers now. This is the people that mediate between the team and the fans. And if I had him in front of me, Mike, I don't know. He did have one. It's very, very upsetting because these guys are talking about. This made the team worse. These trades literally did nothing for this team. These trades, the Hextall's got to go. This guy, Mike, whether it be on purpose, accident, or he's just dumb, he's sandbagging his team. This lifelong Philadelphia Flyer is sandbagging these Pittsburgh Penguins.
He's not doing it because he's a former Flyer. He's doing it.
Not.
He's just incompetent. We thought maybe he will have, maybe he can evaluate talent. Maybe he'll be able to do this.
He can do anything.
But he can't do it. And this was a terrible signing, and he needs to go. He needs to be fired. But with this new ownership group, man, they are absent. So they're not going to fire him. Not until the offseason, if we're lucky. So this is, I have no idea what the hell is going to happen with this team going
And as
forward.
Mike
This
did kind of
is
blow
scary.
over, which he didn't blow over, but he mentioned Brock McGinn and Mark Freeman did get reassigned to Wilkes-Barre Scranton. And Mike, you did say that is to also free up money as well.
Yeah, that was the free up
Okay.
cap space now. But now, like, what's the third line going to be? You don't have Kapanen, you don't have Bluger, and you don't have Brock McGinn. That
Yeah.
was your third.
That
line.
was your third line.
Who the freak is going to play it? I'm going to censor
Ron
myself to keep
Hextall,
it classy here, P. But no,
Yeah.
what the hell are they going to do? I am flummoxed, and yeah, like when it comes to hockey in Pittsburgh, definitely follow like people like Madden, Yoey, Rob Rossi, or excuse me, Rob Rossi. They know what's going on. Jesse Marshall, they know what's going on, and everyone is like, "What the f are?"
They really are.
They're all like, "What the
not good.
F he's doing?" They're like, "Okay, let's wait and see what he does." Like, oh god, this is terrible.
And what was the one thing that Hextall said he wasn't going to do, Mike? Make moves just to make moves.
Yeah,
to me, that's what these moves look like.
This is what it is. This is say, hey, look, guys, I got someone. He doesn't. Like, no, like this guy. He makes no sense to bring in. He can play center or left wing.
But the guy they got rid of, Mike, was a good penalty guy. What's that? I mean,
yeah.
everything.
Like, granted, the Penguins penalty kill has dropped back to middle of the pack, but Teddy Bluger is still one of our most effective penalty killers. This guy's not going to go out there and kill penalties.
No,
I think cap space now is still under $1 million. This team has no cap space to bring anyone up. You know, the defenseman we got from the Devils, Ty Smith, he's sitting in the minors, languishing because we don't have the cap space to bring him up. We can't even fill a whole 23-man roster. We have 21 skaters on this roster. We should have 23 up in the pros, but we can't do it.
Unbelievable.
Because Hextall has murdered the cap. It is insane. And we're stuck with Jeff Carter for next year. He has a no movement clause. So even if he retires, gets cut, waived, whatever, we're stuck with his money because we can't do anything with him unless a team wants to trade for him and he says okay.
I'm not a real artistic person, but I would encourage somebody who's a very good art drawer, perhaps, to make some kind of Three Stooges artwork with Ron Hextall, Matt Cannon, and Bob Nothing, because these three guys, do we have calling shots on different levels
Trademark.
in Pittsburgh? Trademark.
That'd be great.
Dude, come on. Look, this is why Pittsburgh is in the state that it's in right now. Nobody can win. Nobody can win anything. Look, this is why.
You know, I was having a good day until we started talking about this. I was watching.
Dang,
I was having
says wise guy.
Exactly.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
Let's
move ahead.
You know, watching you flip out about Pitt made me feel better. But now we got to talk about the Penguins.
Well, we're going to make it all better real soon. I can promise you. I know the Derpy is the bringer of good news. First of all, I do want to say this. Tonight, guys, Penguins are in action. We're going for 4 in a row. If they could win after last night, then maybe we could breathe a little easier. But they are in Tampa Bay right now as we speak. They just, I believe they're on the ice right now practicing. Tonight, 7:00, Penguins at Tampa Bay. They play the Lightning. We have an opportunity to go 4-0 since the call for Hextall's head. Now we have him and pulling more garbage. Let's see if the team could keep moving forward. Despite all this stuff that is going on around the squad.
You know, the trade deadline's tomorrow, so he still has time to mess it up some more.
With that being said, we're going to shuffle past it over to football. Real quick, I do want to say before we get started, happy birthday to Big Ben Roethlisberger. Today is his birthday. He was born March 2nd, 1982. Happy birthday, Big Ben.
Whoa.
Before I get started with NFL, also, one other observation I do want to make, Mike, Aliquippa, never out of the news. This team has always got something going on with their football team. Obviously, the football team, for people who don't know, of Mike Ditka, went to high school, Ty Law, Darrell Revis, all these Hall of Famers. As a matter of fact, the high school with the most NFL Hall of Famers in the whole country. Little news yesterday comes out of Aliquippa. Donovan Walker, the superstar that plays for Aliquippa, he's been selected to the Big 33 game. Mike, the Big 33 game. Another
nice
Aliquippa player to the Big 33. He's going in as a defensive back. So congratulations, Mr. Walker. Represent Quip well. Represent Western PA well, baby. We do chomping at the bit. You nailed it right on the head, Mike. Chomping at the bit. Derp. How you doing today, my man?
Once again, wonderful weather.
Can't complain, huh?
Yes, can't complain.
Can't complain, and it's Combine Day.
It is Combine Day.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Before
it
Derby
is.
gets started, because I know when he gets rolling, he gets rolling. Mike, one quick question: did either one of you guys see any news today from Antonio Brown via Twitter, via Instagram? I know yesterday he's standing there, you can't see his face. He says big news in the morning.
Yeah,
Big news in the morning. Goes off. Did anybody catch what this big news was?
Yeah. He apparently bought some football franchise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what league.
So he bought a circus?
That's the perfect man for the job right there. If it's a circus.
Oh yeah, let me do some research because my boss is telling me about it. I can't remember what he bought.
Real quick, while Mike is looking that up, guys, for the Pitt fans, we can watch Cansey, Baldonado, and Dennis today because the defensive line and linebackers will be starting off the NFL Combine. That will be today at 3:00. Again, Derpy will be talking about that here in a moment.
Oh, he's getting involved with the Albany Empire of the National Arena League.
Oh, AB.
Look at that.
Good for him.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, that's a team like his dad played on.
Apparently, this is big news, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that's his big news.
Two other things real quick before I hand it off to Derp. Real quick, guys. I came across something this morning. Can Cam Sutton's free agent price tag be too much for the Steelers? I've read this on two different occasions, and we were sitting down with Cam right now, Cam Sutton, and we're negotiating with him. Is it possible that Cam Sutton is going to be a little bit too much for us to afford? Is either one of you?
They'll be able to make the money work. Omar Khan is a genius at finding cap space. Just restructure a couple guys and he should be able to fit right in.
And this question's for you, Derp, real quick. Of course, everybody knows Georgia, Jalen Carter, the whole situation with him that we found out yesterday. Now, he comes out yesterday and says he's confident that his name will be exonerated. He'll be okay. Everything will be fine. And then everybody else is seeming to say that he's going to fall. Is this something that the Steelers should be keeping an eye on?
Yes, to a degree.
Okay.
Because you know how it is with character traits when it comes down to certain teams of the NFL.
Yeah.
I would keep an eye on it though. If he's there, they should heavily look at it. But like you said, we're probably looking at a left tackle.
Oh, if he's there, I think 16 teams in the NFL should pass on him due to character concerns.
Well, that's what
pick him up.
That's that's been brought up, whether it happens or not. But let's just say he slides all the way there, Mike.
You got to take him.
On. You're sitting in the office that day, and all the things we talked about, your corners, your this, your that. Do you, Mike, with the same haircut as Omar Khan, do you select Jalen Carter with that pick?
I do, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I would too. It all depends because I would be.
Tomlin would have a field day with him.
Oh God, it would be great. The Tomlinisms coming out of this would be immaculate, beyond belief. It would be the greatest thing ever. But that type of talent, I would. Now, I want to put a caveat on this.
Yeah, please.
If none of my top tackles are there, none of my top corners are there, I am taking him at 17, depending on what I can discern from talking to the police, reaching out to the DAs and all that stuff, reaching out, seeing what's going to happen there, trying to get a sense for the legal feel of it, have my own investigators take a look at it. But if he was there, yeah, I would. But if the winds are saying this guy's definitely going to go away for a while, I would not take him.
Okay.
There's a lot of factors there. But if he's going to come out to where you kind of know, like a 99% certainty he's going to be exonerated, I'm grabbing him.
All right. So now I'm going to turn around, take the snap, and hand it off to Derp. Derp, fill us in on some Combine information and news, sir. The ball is in your court.
Well, we have linebackers and I believe defensive linemen today.
Yes, we do, baby.
So the Steelers are probably going to be heavily at this one, especially Tomlin. They're going to be looking at a lot of linebackers. They may look for a replacement of Hayward.
His eventual, I agree.
And it's just day one, so I mean, like, we'll have to see how it goes. And it's just drills, so I mean,
right.
I'm just interested on how fast the speed is of the specific linebackers are. If they're slow, then obviously you can't. You could probably take a risk on them, but I want a linebacker that has speed and can cover the field entirely.
Yeah.
Is there any linebackers or defensive linemen, Derp, that you can't wait to watch perform at the combine?
Is Edge a part of that, right? Edge is a part of that, right?
I think so. Like, that's what we're like. My boss and I, we were trying
to
figure that out
USC,
today.
if that is.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name. It's the guy from USC.
Oh,
he's an edge.
I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to find. I'm having trouble finding him, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm interested.
Miller. I'm interested in Miller. Aubrey Miller, I believe.
Yeah, I want to take a look at
the guy from Cincinnati, I believe.
Ivan Pace.
Yeah, I'm interested in him, but mostly I'm really interested in how Campbell does, because that's the guy I strongly want.
Yeah, if we can get if he's there in the third round, Jack Campbell, I would definitely.
And that's who we were talking about yesterday, correct? Yeah. The linebacker.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are eating on targeting him hard.
Yeah, I would also take a look at DeMarvin Overshawn out of Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, he's about 25 pounds lighter than him, but he flies all over the place and is not afraid to get up in there. He's one of the ones I want to take a look at. I also want to take a look at who's it out of Oregon, Noah Sewell.
Yeah, he's been dropping.
He's been dropping it. I want to know why, because
I don't know.
He was ranked as one of the top linebackers. Now he just keeps falling, and he has the build 6'2", 253. I want to see how well he does in drills, and then compare that to his game tape. He is someone I want to take a look at, because my God, he big bodied middle linebacker. I want to see what he can do.
Casey from Pittsburgh. Can't see, my bad. Can't see, my bad.
He's going to do well. He'll be a first rounder. So here's my dilemma. We need a cornerback, we need a linebacker, and we need a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Where it's hard to tell. There's so much going on with free agency and so many guys that are in the draft. Let's say you're plugging those three positions, Mike and Derp. You're sitting in the big office, and you say to one another at this moment, who do you plug in those three spots to fill the Steelers defense? You could go, like I said, pick somebody out of free agency, pick somebody out of that's coming up through the draft. But you two gentlemen are sitting in the big chairs. Talk about it. Who do you guys think that we're filling those three spots with to be our three fill the three guys that come in to make this defense whole this year?
For me, wow. If I'm going, I'm just going to say if I'm going to go directly through the draft.
Oh yeah, all speculation. Let's just go ahead and throw it out there.
First round. It all depends on what, if any of the top tackles are there. If they are, I'm gonna pick one of them. And
Harrison's the only guy I want.
He's the only tackle you want.
Yes, from the need, left tackle. Everyone else is different. There's different positions on the line, and his main side is the left tackle, which is Harrison.
Let's fumble the ball and give the ball to the defense. Who do we want to fill these spots? Now, I hear you say a lot about this Campbell guy. Would he be somebody that you can consider? And he's not. I mean, we're looking for. And the fact of the matter is, we're looking for plug and play guys. You know what I mean? With losing Devin Bush, with needing that other corner, with a couple of these guys on the defensive line getting old, we need plug and play. We need right now. I mean, whether it be a free agency or whether it be through the draft, we need guys that are ready to start this season.
For me, the ones that would start the season would be any of the offensive tackles. But if we could get my ideal draft would be in the first round, go corner. I'm just going to shout them out right now. Let me grab.
The only corner I want is Gonzalez. If he's not there, I don't care.
I would take Gonzalez. I would take Witherspoon, Gonzalez, Porter,
I don't want
Cam
Porter. I
Smith-
think he's a bust.
Oh, he's a beast. I would take
Young Peasy.
I would trade. Here's what I do. I would trade down in the first round, gather some picks, grab Deontay Banks out of Maryland, Anton Harrison in the second round at 32, and then in the third round, depending on what you get for moving down, say if you still have our original third, that's when I would take Campbell out of what you call it, out of Iowa. I would if you were looking for plug and play at all three positions, that's right now that's where I'm sitting at.
What do you think, Dirk?
Just by trading down.
Give me your 3 plug and play defensive players.
Obviously, like you said, three defensive players.
Yes, sir. We want a corner.
Right,
We want
well,
an
obviously,
inside linebacker.
you know how much I
and
want Campbell, but
You-
if he's not there, there's like 3 guys I probably want that I want, but I don't know if they'll be there. I'm hoping at 32 though.
Yeah, this is for our own, spit them out, whether they're there or not. This
Simpson, I'm hoping Simpson drops.
Okay.
Smith or Branch.
You're big on Branch. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those guys. Those are my if they drop to 32, you got to get one of them.
Okay.
I'm
But
looking at.
if I were to do a draft, the defensive tackle I'd probably look at is the guy from Baylor.
Okay.
I can't pronounce his name. He's Siaki, right?
He's out of isn't he out of Washington? Oh no, he is Baylor.
Baylor.
But why do I keep thinking he's out of Washington? But yeah, Siaka Ika. I would definitely, if he's there at 32, because I think you can move him anywhere across that line. You can put him at nose, you can put him at one of the ends. I'd take him. Or even he's starting to fall on the boards around the Pittsburgh is Luke Van Ness out of Iowa, to where he can potentially be. People are saying he might be suited for a 3-4 end as well, not just as a rush edge, but maybe put him on the line at the end there.
I will say,
I wouldn't mind taking him.
I will say if all the tackles are gone, you know how it is with the tackles and at 17, one of those 3 guys that I mentioned, you got to get one of them. And I know everyone wants a corner, but those 3 guys right there are very impactful players from talent.
I'd take any of the offensive linemen, one of the top D linemen too. I have no problem with that. Corner is a need too. There's so many needs.
The corners are so deep this year. It's just ridiculous. This is why I'd rather wait for the late, maybe 3rd or 4th to get a corner.
Now we all know that Pittsburgh does not do a great job of grooming their cornerbacks and creating great corners after drafting them. Would it make a little more sense to maybe look around the league perhaps and shop around free agency and see what's out there? And do you guys know of anybody that would fall in line for somebody that we might just snatch up and make our starting cornerback around the league?
Oh, to get one of the big starters, because we're gonna have to pay Sutton, like we were saying. How are we gonna?
You got to lock
in
down
the cap?
Sutton.
Yeah,
you got to lock down Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton, and because if he doesn't go, the asking price of the rest of the corners are going to be higher than for Sutton.
Right.
That's why I'm looking at Sutton, and then maybe someone like Travius Hodge Tomlinson out of TCU in the 3rd round, maybe even the 4th if he falls down that far. That's a pretty good prospect to look at. He is on the smaller side. He's only 5'8", but he can play. And I wouldn't mind getting someone like him, or even
I like the guy from Utah.
Clark Phillips. Yeah, that's who I was just about to go to next. I wouldn't mind getting one of those 2. If he falls to, look at the corner from where's he at? Miami, Tyreek Stevenson. He's another good prospect that it's outside of those top 4. I wouldn't be mad with either of those 2, right? To be honest with you, or even Deontay Banks. He's another good corner outside of that top group. That corner.
The guy from Maryland wasn't bad.
Yeah,
he was in the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, Deontay Banks. Or
yeah.
There's a lot of good corners. That's why I don't have a problem going O-line 1, line or O-line 1st round, D-line 2nd round, or any of those orders, and then your second round pick. Grab
49,
one of the
you got to go linebacker.
Let me ask you this.
It all depends if we make a trade, and then you might be able to get one of those linebackers.
Let me ask you this, Derp. Is there a linebacker in this league right now, and inside, who's riding the free agency market that you would be totally for? Somebody that you just would love to be playing in the middle of the field on defense alongside Miles Jack.
Edmonds.
And that's your from Buffalo, Tremaine Edmonds?
Yes.
A lot of people would love that. And Mike makes a valid point. What would it be that would be that the Pittsburgh Steelers would offer to Tremaine Edmonds when Tremaine is on a team that could very possibly be in the Super Bowl next year? Of course, Terrell comes out and he says that I could kind of create a package deal, maybe to bring all the Edmonds boys to town. But realistically, at the end of the day, can you possibly see that being a reality, Dirk? Could you see Tremaine Edmonds wearing the black and gold this season?
Yes.
Okay.
It just really depends on. It really depends on what they're able to give up for him.
Yeah.
But knowing Pittsburgh, they won't do it, unfortunately, because they believe in the old ways.
Mike,
I don't know, man. This is Omar Khan. This is his first go around in free agency because last year
true.
we had to deal with Kevin Colbert's idiotic ways one more time.
True.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what's going on. If for like middle linebackers, I would take a good look at the two coming out of the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Kazir White and TJ Edwards, correct?
Yes.
Yes, one of those. Those were like my second and third options.
Yeah, I would take a look at one of those two. I think Edwards or TJ is more. He's more consistent than Tremaine Edmonds is. He puts up, he plays a more consistent game, but I wouldn't be opposed to either of them.
So now you both tackled a position. What about defensive linemen? Is there a defensive lineman in this league that is in the free agent market that you guys would love to see in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform this season?
I would love to bring him back, but the age, man, Javon Hargraves.
Yeah.
Like, we only got rid of him because we had to sign. It was either him or Stephon Tuitt, and Tuitt was the better player at the time.
That's right there. Hargrave,
considering his age, shouldn't he still be? We're not going to maybe go long term with him. Maybe at his age, the talent he has is better than what we have, and even on a short term fix. Hargrave.
But like projections though, like right now, I'm seeing like average for him is $20 million a year, and that's a bit high.
Yeah,
especially on this defense that we already have $100 and some million on this defense.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So we're gonna have to if we're gonna get anyone on the D line, we're gonna have to look lower down in the totem pole.
What do you think, Dirk? Defensive line, free agency.
I'm looking at the options right now.
Yeah, that's what I
had to look up the.
See who's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're.
Anybody else, Mike, that you could see?
Not coming out blaring me into the face, but all the guys that I would like are Fletcher Cox. He's 32.
Yeah, that's who I wish.
Yeah,
he's 32.
Like Sheldon Rankins, would he fit into the 3-4?
You gotta get Ogunjobi back though. I'll say that.
Yeah, I would like
agree.
to get him back, but he's talking like he might want to go explore his options because he had that big contract ready to go. He failed the physical, so is he going to want to come back on a shorter term, shorter value deal? I'd like to have him back.
Very impactful.
How about Robinson? Sean Robinson. He's 27.
Ooh.
He's from the Rams, I believe.
The Rams.
Kick the tires on him, see what, take a look, see what he's going to cost. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But
he's like 8.5 range. About the same.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Larry is. Ogunjobi is.
Yeah. How close do we believe that DeMarvin Leal is to being a regular player on this defense? I mean, we've seen
that's who I've been wanting to see if he could progress because he was. I remember him in college. He was very until he got hurt.
Right.
He was very dominant.
We of course picked him last year in the draft. You know what? When we got to see him, there was some shine. There was moments of really goodness. I don't want to say greatness, but he's a playmaker, and I think if given the opportunity in the snaps, that the Marvin Leal could really prove himself. And like Derpy had said, I mean, of course the injury set him back a little bit, but if this guy could step it up and he could become a regular defensive lineman, that could really clean up a lot of mess.
Yeah,
honestly, if you can get a vet to teach him, I know Hayward's there, but I mean, like someone that's been in the Super Bowl. And I don't mean to take shots at him. I don't mean to take shots at him because I love Hayward, but
take all the shots you want at the fraud that is Cam Hayward. Take all the shots you want.
I love because he's from Ohio State. I love him for what he did, doing for the Steelers as well. But he hasn't got to the big game yet, and it just stinks because he's a great
tackles.
guy.
7 tackles in 7 playoff games. That's all we've gotten out of Cam the Sham. But I
just wish we could get a vet. If we do have young guys on the defensive line, we need to get a vet that's actual had playoff experience.
Like if Wormley can be healthy, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him back. He's a nice, suitable rotational player.
What about Robert Quinn?
He's another one. Isn't he getting up there in age?
He's 32, but
how old's Cam Hayward?
30 something. He's old. He's in his 30s.
He's like 34, 33.
Yeah, he's up there. I would like to get younger on the D line, and the only way to do that is going to be like through the draft or finding someone like a.
What about the guy from Minnesota? Dalvin Tomlinson.
Now that's intriguing. I'd take him. If you can get him at a
He's
good
about
value.
10 mil, I guess.
That's not bad. It's not bad
He's
at all.
29.
Yeah, I think yeah.
He's a defensive tackle as well. He's not the edge. He's inside.
Yeah. Because he's going to come out of the 4-3. Paul, he could, potentially move out to edge, and then if he's there in the draft and they take him, Siaki Ika, you plug him right into the middle, and have the guy from Minnesota, and then Hayward as your outside guys, and you also have Leal coming in as a rotational player.
There's another guy from
Indianapolis. That'd be a pretty good pick.
There's another guy from Indianapolis, but he's an edge. Yeah, and he's 27.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, he would be more probably like as a stand-up outside linebacker, but I think they're gonna have to actually find outside linebackers who can rush.
Yeah, but he's 27. That's why I see him.
And to switch it up just a little bit, guys, because we are coming close to the end here. Derp, who in the league do you see available on the offensive line that could possibly be wearing black and gold this season?
I'm hoping for, it's never going to happen because of the price range. I was hoping maybe the left tackle from Kansas City, but it's never going to happen.
Oh, Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they're going to probably end up franchising him. I think they still have
I know. That's who I would like to get. But
that's your ideal pickup.
Yeah, at least from top favorite.
Around the league.
I would probably go for the Tennessee guy.
I don't want
to be happy with Lewin.
He's injured too much.
If he's willing to take the minimum.
If
you gotta be able to get him right.
I'd take Kelvin Beachum
just because he could, teach the younger guys. I guess he's a Pro Bowl.
He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. I heard he's a bit of a loose cannon, though.
That's why I'd bring.
Do we want to bring any more issues into a locker room that we just finally, somewhat recently cleared out? And
I would bring back.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm banging the drum for Kelvin Beachum. Bring him back.
Calvin Beachum, bring him back, huh?
I wouldn't mind running him back, and then. I'm looking at now. There's no real starters on the line. So that's where you have to get them in the draft.
Yeah.
Which
is going to be what we more than likely do. Yeah,
for upgrades that what we need. There's going to be there's no one really in free agency that's all.
We do need a center. I don't know if there's any legit centers out there.
Let's see. You got Rodney Hudson, but he's old. Connor McGovern. Jason Kelsey's technically a free agent, but he'll probably either retire or go back to the Eagles. There's no real names that are plopping out in front of me that are like, oh yeah, let's go get this guy.
Let me ask you real quick, guys. Just in a short response, give me your short response on this name. Kendrick Green. Go, Derp.
I don't even know.
We'll start. Maybe.
It's hard to describe him because let's just say inconsistent, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, because coming out of the draft, he was able to play
But young.
center. He was able to play guard. He was able to play tackle. He was able to sell peanuts. I mean, the guy.
But he wasn't able to do any.
But he wasn't able to do
well.
anything when it came down to it. Where is he?
Inconsistent and young, I guess. That's the best I could describe him.
Yeah. We are getting close to the end. I'm going to switch over real quick to baseball. I do got a few things I want to say here. The superstar of the future in the major leagues, O'Neal Cruz, did hit his first long ball yesterday. Watch for many, many more of those to come. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they play a split squad today. After they did lose, they lost yesterday to the Detroit Tigers. They lost 7-8. They play a split squad today. They play the Yankees at 105 and they play the Blue Jays at 107. So those two games will be on. Check those out. Get your early taste of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know Mike has got his down payment on his World Series tickets, and he's
I do not.
Ready to go.
No, I do want to say Kendrick Green bust and put him out on the market and see if anyone will bite for a 7th round pick for him because he is
Chicago
a bust.
Chicago might love him.
Chicago definitely do that.
He is
Maybe
a bust.
even for
Thank you once again, Kevin Colbert, for drafting a project in the third
Mike, why don't you
round.
go tell everybody about the website, please?
TwoDumbYinzers.com. It has more potential than a Kevin Colbert late round draft pick or a mid round draft pick that will never pan out. You head on over there. You have links to everything you need for us. TwoDumbYinzers.com. Better than a Kevin Colbert 4th round left tackle Mankais Kiwanuka.
In words of Pittsburgh WWE star, it's true. It's damn true. Yes, the website www.2winzers.com. Go check it out. We are live every day through the week, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the show that we do that day gets uploaded at 8 o'clock in the evening over on Spotify and podcast form. If you're in the car, at the gym, anywhere that you can't watch the show, just pop it in your earbuds and you can listen to the show. The show from that day, brand new, all new, gets uploaded that evening, 8 o'clock, Spotify. Check it out. Guys, are you ready for a little trivia?
All
right.
He said.
So here's the thing. Trivia's changed up a little today. I got in the ACC mood. I thought for sure Pitt was going to win. The ladies went and started.
So you got cocky.
I got cocky.
No.
And I was wrong for once. So, yes, I admit it. But here's the today is an ACC tournament question. An ACC. Now, you gotta think, guys. Pitt hasn't always been in the ACC. I grew up with Pitt in the Big East.
Yeah.
And so these is all news to me as well. I'm not an expert by any means, but this here is going to be an ACC tournament question. P, if you're still there on the board, you can participate as well. But here goes the question of the day, guys. It's an ACC tournament question. Here we go. Who won the first ACC tournament in 1954? Now, I'm going to give you a hint. It's a team that is still in the ACC till this day. It's nobody that came and went, any weird things like that. The question is, who won the first ACC basketball tournament that happened in 1954? Mike, I'm going to start with you. Think of your teams, your Dukes, your North Carolina, Clemson, NC State, Wake Forest, the whole way down. Could be any of these teams.
Let's go NC State.
NC State. Mike's guess is NC State won the very first ACC tournament. How about you, Derp?
I'm thinking. I'm going to go Boston College.
Boston College. Interesting pick. I'm going to give P just a moment. If he's still on the board, give him an opportunity to take a pick. But Mike did answer. He answered NC State. Derpy answered Boston College. The question, who won the first ACC tournament that happened in 1954? Again, Mike picked North Carolina State. Derpy picked Boston College. And I don't see anything coming through on the board. So here we go. Here is the answer, guys, to the question. Who was the first ACC tournament winner in 1954? Mike, you're correct. It was NC State.
There we go.
Beat
Are you
Wake
serious?
Forest.
The Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack beat Wake Forest 82-80 in overtime, and they were the very first ACC tournament champions. There you go, guys. Great job. Great
I did
great,
that
great
for you.
guesses for both of you.
I did that for P. I did that for P.
That is yes, P. That's why I was and P comes through and answers Maryland. P, you answered North Carolina State for every single thing we ever say.
That's
And
why
then
I
the
said
question
it,
is
bro.
North Carolina State, you answer Maryland, but that's all right, buddy. Mike nailed it for you. It is North Carolina State. Mike, do you have anything before we take off for today, brother?
It is Combine Day. It's kicking off the Combine. Have a great day because it is Combine Day. That's off season's kicking off. The draft's just around the corner. Let's go.
Dirt, my main man. What about yourself? What say you?
Once again, I will go with what I said yesterday.
All right.
Always appreciate the little things, and it could be worse. You could be a Browns fan.
There's no information that came out of this show that's more true. Derp speaks the truth, baby. For Ryan, Mike, the two dumb yinzers, have a great